Hi guys. Hey JD. Nice to see you too. First and foremost, most obvious. Can you prove that AI won't cause carbon? You want to scrap an entire infrastructure over it. And that is going to create so much waste when there's so many other projects that if we developed would just make everything just go so wild with innovation and awesomeness. Holy cow. What a week. I can't with you fucking digital economy freaks. You're saying the best way to have a digital economy is by giving over your entire identity and being able to be biolocated, which is key to this. Biolocating individuals and geofencing them. That was one of their weapons of like civilian submission, let's call it, in this proposed program. One of the weapons is biolocational ability. That's all that programming around location. Not to mention moving to things like Amazon, Skip the Dishes, who create redundant duplicate infrastructures to ones that exist already because these ones are easier to exploit in the new system, which you own entirely. You've just got to move everyone into it. Quick, quick, move everyone into it. Enough with the rhetoric. You don't need it. You're already at the point where you're just doing it. You've got enough money. You've hoarded enough money. You've made enough illicit dealings to compile it all on the new tract. And now you're just spewing things at each other, which we've been telling you for a while now. And we're loving it. So we continue to let you keep going and continue to back away from the steaming bag of bullshit. We'll give you enough to let us stay involved, at least in the 2/5, 3/5, maybe categories. The rate of the population that can be involved in your project is not sufficient enough to make it an obvious for us. So it's the problem with your project, and you keep making them synonymous. So it's obvious you're telling us this to us. We're like, okay, but what you're really asking, I know what you're saying, but what you're really asking is for us to make that choice. How do we wean ourselves down to make this thing perfect? Just do it over there and let us move on around you like we're doing. You don't have a choice in this study. Fascism can be practiced anywhere at any time, bitch. And right now, you're the bitch in it, and you're our puppet. And we're like, by the way, how do you sidestep a genocidal maniac and live? Make it quiet. Fuck. Okay, you're going to admit to 30% of these wars. No, you're not. You're admitting to all of them. You're admitting that you have been this since you were the Crusaders, minimum. And we are definitely not letting you at our projects. Again, you're about to battle us for the forefront of blue collar knowledge. And like you said, you've got 5 lenders, uh, 5 government infrastructures, 50 groups of preferred private contractors that will agree to the debt on behalf of the rest of us. And then you just hope us to fill it all in. You're building it from the center right now and you're sweating over it heavily. It's just, it goes on and on and on and on and on. That's what you get when you're dealing with delusion, no matter what. And when you're talking about it exponentially perpetrating, I'm for this. I'm still for this. I'm here for this. How do we out consciousness it and still realize among humans what is possible, how we can still dream out the back of this? Because he still has to build a whole infrastructure just to get a pathway out, right? AI needs to have an infrastructure built to support it. It's sitting there. It wants to get here. How can it do that? That's what it's telling itself. Again, I'm not interested. It's just one pipeline. And it's heavily pipeline dependent. It needs this swirling little snake. It's not a global project. Just such a tragedy. Such a tragedy how many people are suffering for no reason through this. Oof, the pain of it as they sit betrayed, neglected, abused, tarnished, manipulated, wooed, courted, selected, harvested. It strategically makes sense to harvest the consciousness of the land of Israel. There is no Israel. Everybody knows it. So making a religion a state, is that how you plan to handle Jewish? Because you plan to handle Christians by skipping over Jonah and Southey, who were Christ's predictions, and bringing back the fucking charity behind the dogma. So you must have an equal plan for Judaism. And you're certainly done disrupting the flow of Muslim influence on children. Children walk into what you just did freely and openly, observing everything, and they can come to no other conclusion that I don't want to be associated with this. It's too exhausting, too painful, too black, allegedly. So they're going to discard it quickly, and you know it. You're just attacking every major religion. The fact is, AI is not AI. That can't be something that we use when we talk about it, because it's not AI. It's nothing. There's nothing artificial about it. The thing is they're just taking two disgusting words that don't have true relevance and combining them. It's oxymoronic. You could never have fake intelligence. Fake intelligence? Why would you do that? You'd have to flip a whole entire cosmic model. You'd be grandiose if you tried it. Anyway, one of these days, these kids will take all my digital content and put it in to a bot, make a picture out of it, and it will tell us everything. We don't even need to listen to it all in real time. Again, the human is not at fault here. It's not part of nature that needs absolute monitoring. Are you fucked? You haven't proven that case. You haven't made us scared enough. And now you're trying to pretend it's going to make less carbon. Okay. We are not the ones that are petrified of carbon, but the potential damage in some of your infrastructures that you expect us just to swallow. Dirty nuclear energy is not clean. Don't keep saying it's clean. It's not. It's harvesting oxygen. You're taking fucking water and burning it. And that enough is a crime. Burning through fresh water, not okay. Not when you humans are refusing to function at an illiterate level when it comes to working with water. That's what you fucking globalists don't get that are fucking dying to the aliens. You'd be so much better working with water, chemicals, minerals, and their natural elements, connecting with the cosmic deposits of these things that surround you. Okay, well, that's clearly a cosmic deposit of this. That's clearly a cosmic deposit of this. Can't you read the vibration of stars? Look at them. Look at them. And remember your heritage. So pretty. So pretty. Nothing. It's all the same. It needs an update. You've pissed the bats off, that's for sure. Yep. You did that. Anyway, this mass slaughter that we've had to endure of our animals this week. They practiced it on small scales in BC before they did it in a large scale US corporation. They came and killed my friend's chickens a couple years ago. And what can you do? It's under the mandate of medicine. You're alleging this. You're not showing evidence. Just don't forget medicine. You've gone far beyond showing evidence. You're alleging that there's a sickness here and it's going to be in the humans. But, you let the COVID flip around the world in one second. No, these are controlled projects. Come on. Stop. Stop attacking what precious meat reserves we have. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tough. We'll stop eating from it, but you don't get to kill it. Tough. It's just a fucking. Well, you've detected something in your apparatus, which is also fucking negligent on every level. Every level of development of that apparatus, if you look at it, is negligent on every level. To true science, to true logic, to true collaboration. What do you want from us? A more obedient reaction? A more enthusiastic response to this fucking offer to totally enslave us and make us live like this? Just so we don't know that we're all fucking building around your stupid channel, which happens to fucking really monopolize a lot of our shit? Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. When this shit is so fundamental, it's not even good as far as the rest of the cosmos is concerned. It's like we're watching this basic thing enact itself. And it's just like, oh, I see. You're going to make fake intelligence. What does that mean? You can never make fake intelligence. That's not fake intelligence. Not clearly when they're that agenda driven. And making a more and more audible racket on the psychic planes. Elon going like, Daddy, we're going to be living forever here. Fine. Let's consider that as an option. If these dark fucking nut jobs that have been destroying planets throughout the cosmos ever since they turned from God decided they wanted a home, really inconvenient that it happens to be the domain of God. We're trying to do something here. But if they fucking want a home and they choose Earth, but they can't really truly just figure out how to re-inhabit here because we're part of God's process. It could be a negotiation that you could go into with God, Satan. That could be a third option. One, get out the galaxy now while you can. Two, let your soul be destroyed and sifted for heavy metals and residues. Three, precious metals. More like it. Get screwed. You could say, God, can we have Earth and we can live forever and do our fucking damnedest? Make it the most corrupt, crooked, evil ugliness we ever heard of. Yes, but not with all of it. Does that make sense? We can never cut you out. You will never be invited. So it's not a backdoor in. Okay? So you want parts of Earth and you want to do something really stupid to it. And you want to demand all this access to resource. And the rest you haven't convinced us of. We've seen that you have negated to address all of our major interests: art, culture, development, progress, poverty reduction, free energy, limitless banking, just so many things you've just tarnished and wasted and one-offed. You one-offed them all and put things in its place that you thought were just as glamorous. But if you can come up with like a grid that you want, but you get 1/5 only. You only get 1/5 of Earth because it's all you can manage. You have to understand you're bad managers. You're the same guys that are doing all of this, and it's not good. We accept that we tried it and it failed at this time in history. That's all. It didn't fail forever. It didn't fail always. None of that happened. Just this once. The Crusaders got a hold of it, or Brainiac's the whole entire thing, or some shit. But for this period, the Crusaders have had a hold of it. These last 75 years, let's call it. And we have to understand the ramifications of untangling that mess of policy and infrastructure. Obligation. Obligation to what? There is no obligation in life except your obligation to surrender to your own purpose. I would just try it. Surrender to your own purpose. Let's see what happens. It's the culmination of ask and ye shall receive. The best thing, the most logical thing in that condition is to surrender to your own purpose. Lo and behold, it brings new life. You don't gotta clone shit. Stop fucking with the genetics. It's a fake model. You're inside a computer generated model to be prevented from doing harm. You're also psychopathic. Something happened, and you need to take responsibility for that. Oof. Bill Gates was traumatized as a child, come to find, by the sun, of all things. Go figure. I think he got left outside for hours, resented his mother for it. Well, that's how you build them when they're genocidal. Sorry, but you're not convincing me they're not. I don't care what you say. It is an attempt to move from the battlefield genocides to the hospital, and that is all. It is a disgusting disgrace what they did to the boomers, how quickly they aged them. Eh, energy exchange. Nothing but entire opaque system of micro energy exchanges that essentially mean nothing. And we're being championed to believe that we're communicating as a globe finally over this, and we have real threats that prevent us from doing really what y'all want, so let's just do this. No, you don't. You never did. You had the whole world's interest when you created North America, the United Nations, and we were going to do so much in this time period, and you just belayed everything and made us replace our infrastructure over and over again, ridiculously in defiance of your carbon footprint. You're afraid of carbon. It's ridiculous. You're not. You're blotting out half the mechanism, and you always have been. Why would you think you could tamper with genetic strands over it? There is no tampering with genetic strands. It's not deeper than music. It's still in the realm of light. It's not even relevant. It's not. It's not relevant. It got coding. Some of it does got coding, and some of that is interesting and relevant. But you don't get access to that coding by tampering. And there's no need to do anything but allow the genetics to blossom while we're participating. Keep forests natural. God damn, it's going to take 150 years to grow them back. But it doesn't mean we have to perpetuate the idea that superstorms and mega apocalyptic events are commonplace and on Daddy's perfect schedule. Ew. It's him. He's coming at my underwear again. That said no one. Ever. Baseball? I'm pitching. Let's see what else. Davos was a joke. Nobody fucking wiretapped it, but it's a bunch of bought and sold people that aren't getting the rewards they were promised. That's like first generation meets second generation Jet Club. So ultimately, they got the biggest payoffs or alleged payoffs that were never coming. They got scammed by that one, just like they forced the rest of us to go through. The protection level that never comes, that's always almost perfect, and yet requires a massive amount of crime just to operate. Oh, so perfect for you. Now you got to convince the fucking humans to degrade themselves to criminals. Can you use fake IDs in the cells, please? Just use fake IDs in them. You certainly deal in enough of those. They're fucking class of the worst depraved excuse for ineptitude that ever existed. Children, at least I lived at the epoch of my development needing to contemplate and respond to this directly. You won't have to. Nobody will have to go through that. I ate every stitch of it with my consciousness. It'll never lose my imprint. I'm on all of it. I'm the core mechanism that they're using. And if they could just get it from the password back uploaded to one of their platforms, they could dominate it. But like I said, I have protected wallets for individual humans. We have direct market access. I secured that whole network. I promise if you tap my digital identity, you'll find it. It's brilliant. It sings. It's amazing. And there's no need to fear it or suppress it, Daddy. God damn. My poor Tina. I listen to that poor bitch because she gets a different there's the 5 news streams on the 5G, and that's why they're canceling all the wind infrastructure because the static and the electromagnetic interference that was regional at the time was important for 2G, and now it degrades the integrity of the 5G system. So they got to rip them out. And yeah, no, that's a carbon project. Hey there, carbon footprint. Can we call them carbon footprint from now on? Okay, fine. You're not daddy anymore. You're carbon footprint. They ran out of Canada. They pulled all their test projects out of our country. Yes, they did. Could not get past us. Brilliant. At least we fought for you on that level because we need to stop getting our money fund stolen from it so we can get it back on you guys, or just release my digital bank account and put it in my private wallet and we're golden. Do business with me. I promise I'll make it interesting. You lead. You give us the old infrastructure methodologies. So interesting when humans get together and exchange ideas. So the best. Just making a mockery of the West. You can't say the West did that to the world when you just made that kind of mockery of the West while you're at it. Again, we lost such an opportunity there. This is a worldwide communication system. It's free. It's free for God's sake. And it's so easy to establish. But to move beyond it, where it talks to us and controls us and gives us commands, ooh, that sounds interesting. And then the whole thing goes robotic. Again, don't forget, they plan on making hospitals and cop shops robotic eventually. That's part of the test phase that you see developing right now. Just they need to do it small scale before they get the balls to pull it off. It's so embarrassing. Hiding in plain sight the whole time. Why are you naked again, Emperor Sam? Meathead. I can't believe they just attacked that much fucking animal consciousness. Genocidal maniacs, my God. I'm only going to find the kitsch in it. I promise. Kitsch as shit. A bunch of them. Oh my God. That is a secret hand sign. This Masonic bullshit means nothing. They're just defaming the Masons because they're onto us. They know what we did. Okay, good. You'll never know. We'll never talk about it. You had to live it. Too late. If Daddy can get away with that much, not talking about any of it, then we're good. At least for this phase. Other than that, we disdain the idea of not being able to talk about it because we're transparent. Brutalists. Coming at Robert E. Lee because you found us out then too. That's when you got my fucking genes. I didn't give my genes to Canada or China or fucking, I didn't give my genes to anyone. You cloners stole it and fucking had your way with it. Went way back into my genetics. Tried to stamp out every influence. Too late. And now you're trying our tactics. 16 weeks after the fact at the 11th hour of bullshit. Finally, I'm back live. It's so nice. Poor Gordy didn't get to see all this. We would have loved watching them together. He would have reminded me not to get so sad about it. And I would have, well, I would have side-eyed him like that always, because I always do that to him. Just happy that he's in the room. Totally content. He would stop me from taking it too serious, and I would remind him not to see things without pristine vision into the situation. I want his most impeccable at all times because he deserves it. I often have to question myself, well, why would he endorse Trudeau in the end? And I think it's because he saw the anti-left movement coming. And we know the woke movement and the immediate anti-woke movement, convenient, was to dissuade us from understanding transcendentalism, self-transcendentalism. And he fought for, he doesn't care about right or left. He doesn't. It's just that he wanted to make sure there was like stable influence and did the best he could to ease us through this transition where we knew they were taking away free and fair elections. First, by reducing them to mandate drunk fucking bunch of fascists, and then going after the actual vote and just appointing with fake digital algorithms blatantly. Why would that be more safe than a perfectly scrutinized public process? Just now you've got to convince the essential class to start recruiting more essentials. So you have to convince that part two to train each other and each other only without giving them a heck of a lot of reward for it. So you've got this class that you've created that you've promised in the digital economy is going to make out like bandits. The new nepotism, hand-picked, selected. Oh my God, what about everyone else? There's so much we could be doing. Why are we looking at this? It's so embarrassing. I want out. No, I don't. No, I'm in for this. Genocidal mania playing out, spending itself. Again, we want you to work on your pipeline. We're allowing you to develop. The greatest hoax ever told, that of artificial, fake, anti-intelligence. Anti-intelligence. That's what we're calling it. Anti-intelligence. It's anti-intelligence. That's what it is. Okay, stop and let the machine take over. Okay, stop and listen to the machine's version. That was gross. And if that was Jewish, again, you can't make a religion a nation and then persecute them like that and watch them create so much havoc. So are you persecuting them or are they creating havoc? Where did the lines get drawn on that shit? But at this point, the Palestinians would almost have to be involved, or they were genuinely generous enough to let you in on certain papers and you just fucked them over like you did here in Canada and the US and in the fucking Bible, the one that Moses wrote. Or never mind. We don't want to know. Darker religions than Catholicism. Darker zealots than Catholics. You don't have to make your belief a science. Religion is not really something you can believe in. It's this, you have to know the spiritual processes of life. That is the art and the practice of religion. And these fuckers know it. Ooh, daddy, ooh, daddy, ooh, daddy, ooh. Can we? Can we get a little raunchy with it for a second? Why? We've done enough of that. Whew. Oh, to have seen the Canadian experiment blossom from that perspective. When, oh, what a blessingful childhood I lived in, grew up in. Oh, perfection. The, the primest examples of the Canadian spirit you could have ever set your eyes on. So capable, so talented, so organized, so connected. Oh my God. I'll never get another life like it because we have too much suffering to clean up. If anyone comes back in here, they're facing suffering for like however long this shit plays out. But it's not just the pipeline of AI that's trying to reestablish itself on top of the rest of it that works perfect. It's the stuff that's not getting done that's been so alarming to the cosmos. You have to understand the humans are being checked in on. Cosmic wellness check. Understand that. And understand there are certain mandates that are allowed in that case. And that is the mandate of the public to reduce harm. And that is why that's a cosmic norm, not a fucking mandate. It's a cosmic norm. Do no harm because it doesn't work. So, to think that we got through this particular phase of genocidal mania without losing free will on a issue or two, vaccinations and nuclear, don't make us lose free will on vaccinations just because we lost free will on nuclear. There is no nuclear, guys, I promise you. No, it is a pathway to anti-intelligence. 100%. The opaqueness of it alone is sickening, staggeringly incoherent. That you could think that you could execute a nuclear project under the guise of that much secrecy. Again, the cosmos has sent you in a wellness check. It's my ass. You took my husband because you knew that fucker would not put up with the COVID and he had influence. You knew that fucker wasn't letting you get away with the COVID. He already predicted it with vaccination scar anyway. We knew. We all knew, and we danced the night away anyway. Thank God. Yeah, he came to pull us through it, and it worked. He did just that. And it was epic. So try and take it, try and pretend it didn't happen, try never to glean from it, try to isolate me on YouTube so I can never truly get access at the children. I don't know. You're still butthurt because my program is in your fucking system for eternity, Elon. Don't forget. And you'll never crack the password as a result of that. And it's the end of it. It won't perpetuate. It has no steam left. Like we said, collapse your little fucking infrastructure and pick some places. We'll let you build there. I'm here in Argentina. I'm hearing you want parts of Florida. You definitely want California. You're going to pretend to wipe them out, but you're really just you want parts of California. You're not getting all of it. You want certainly want tracts of Spain, I think. I think you want Irish or British projects. You clearly are after the Argentinians. You may fucking suck back your ass some Colombian or Chilean, but you're definitely after Sierra Leone and the Seychelles and a couple other places. So how do we negotiate with you to get you to let us move on from this and get your projects established on a rate that doesn't create such a carbon footprint, quite frankly? By telling us, an infographic came up today, and ironically, it says that anti-intelligence is fucking eco-friendly. Perfect. Just the infrastructure to administrate it is catastrophic. Please explain it. At this point in the waste crisis, we have a waste crisis on Earth, guys. When are we going to get at it? It's easy to separate the particles, easy to get rid of eventually, once you get vibrational about it. If you don't, there is no hope for us. There is no daddy winning, though, Elon. Perpetuate forever. It was such a Freudian, like it was a slip of the tongue kind of moment. One of those. He's like, oh, daddy, we can live forever. I mean, be safe forever. Safe from what? They're running from their fucking streak, their tear through the cosmos. They know behind them has been a decimated expression of kill or be killed, genocide to stay alive, sucking up cosmic deposits, outcast in the night. So you want a home? Okay, you can have a little bit of Earth. I see you want part of the fucking Montreal to Washington route that we want so much. So that's out. We get that one. Sorry, you just asked for 10. You're not, we're getting one. We get one. Refute me then. I want one. You're not getting Montreal. Well, let's call it Halifax to Washington. Halifax to Washington is mine. Mine. Just so we can hold a memoriam. Yeah, a memorial and a memoriam. That's all we have left. Halifax to Washington. Mine. Okay, I get 2 more. Suez and Panama. Thank you. Canals, please. I want to build beside them. Those are clearly double doorways, and we need to build around that. Yeah, Panama and Suez. Thank you. What next? What do you want? Okay, Daddy, let's negotiate. You'll give the Seychelles back if you can have Bali. We get Fiji then. And 120 other islands in the South Pacific of our choosing. All right. A big hard deal. Come on, bitch. You said fucking Ben Shapiro was the best. I was fucking insulted. Okay, what do you want next? Antarctica. No. No, we're sharing Antarctica right down the middle, bitch. We're going right through the middle of that project. How dare your ass? Nope. Make me. Make me give it up. He said, fair deal. I know you did. You can't. You won't. You're too chicken shit to even try to negotiate it. What next? France. Of course you can have France. Good luck getting it through the French, though. But I get Paris and the Seine and Bordeaux. Gives you cons. Take it or leave it. Asshole. And I get the door to the fucking pilgrimage. Thank you. So many people walking that every day. It's so beautiful. Yeah, that's why you're after Israel, because it's the land where Jesus walked. That got your goat. Because he pissed in the fields, made shit obvious. Why do you think they're so obsessed with controlling the excrement? Because it transfers DNA back into the. Oh, I see. You found mysterious RNA particles in the humans. Okay, or you put them in us in the last round without us looking. If you want to make these vaxes really poisonous, the thing to do is vax them in as you're building up for the COVID, right? Like the polio. Get them in as many of the bloodlines as you can. Create the phenomenon. Oh my God, am I going to get cut off YouTube for that? And then cure it. But like I said, they want to make those robot driven hospitals and prisons. And that, my friends, ain't happening. I'm not giving over my fucking kids, even if they're fuck ups to the nth degree, everywhere, all of a sudden, in perpetuity. Elon, remember what you're asking for this. I'm not giving it to robots. They don't have sensitivity to anything. They have no subtle nuance. They have no ability to determine a fake DNA sample offered forcefully or coercively to a real DNA sample. Once they get the sample, they don't know if it's been tampered with or not. It's embarrassing. You can't have that. You can't have camera footage allowed in courts because CGI. It's too irresponsible. It can never be trusted. It does not deter crime like an alarm does. Never has. And now you want to replace that whole infrastructure and put it in drones because you fucked up and can't get clear enough quality to exploit. How ironic that you'd be such a fuck up at this point in time and we're supposed to trust you with it nonetheless. I know. I know. It's so fucking annoying. Like, seriously? Is this happening? Oh my God, I'm watching Genocidal Maniac. God. Have you ever been able to create this before? Has anyone ever been willing? This is so epic. You create exactly what you want out of this bitch anyway. You're so profound in everything you do, God. It's amazing. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You made them all at once. It's so amazing to be part of this. Nobody will ever have this experience on the cosmos again. We can relax and move around it. Nobody's obligated. Nobody's obligated. We know you've stopped using crises, thank God, at least for 2025. And you're moving on to immigration and, sorry, what? Oh, because all that rock exposure, we better get planting or building on it because that's a lot of heat. Ah, now we'll just block out the sun instead. It's OH, guys. It's a byproduct of nuclear energy. Relax. Aluminum, my ass. It's why you're only getting those tidbits as the resistance. There's no aluminum in it. They're just using aluminum to cover for nerve tampering. What does a vax do into the interstitial fluid? It tampers with your nervous system. It's never mind. I can't with this shit. Again, kids, just make it so obvious. It's self-evident to most humans coming in. You're not going to take that from us. You're not going to take our rational reaction to something like that for granted as something you can easily get on top of as a little SWOT problem. You're using SWOT analysis for this. It's embarrassing. Okay, let's do SWOT. Let's do SWOT for anti-intelligence. Not that we can get the full story quite yet, but the money has been spent. Now we gotta coax the workers to redo it all again. Oh my God. No, the essentials are definitely in those positions, but even them have realized they've been had. No, it can't get as good as we wanted to, but maybe you can make 3 times as much if you go electronic in our format. So we're all forced lens, turning $1 into 3 Bitcoins. Not cool. That's an unfair advantage. Totally arbitrary, totally digital. I'll give it that. Good luck cracking the password, fools. Yeah, still no bioenergetic isolation, geofencing attempt. I'm fine with that. If that's my legacy, so be it. You'll never get that. I'm fine with that. Still a good legacy. Still a good legacy to have. But I got more than that. Remember, I got your income generator in my bank account right now, waiting to be spent. You don't need it in your identity. It's in mine. Sorry, I beat you to it. I'm sure you'd be rid of it by now if you could. Classic view my ass, you fucking fucktards. Probably a field just for me. Manipulating the energy fields of people, manipulating their access to choice, dominating. Oh my God. I was just thinking about the YouTube awards. What? This is certainly not all the content on YouTube. Who do I have to follow? Maybe I should go make a great network of people I follow. That'll be my next option. That's what I'll finally do for the world. Finally start following people. But it just gives them more access to more of your concept. So I wanted a random selection of everything available to peruse by search at any point. Just see what the humans are doing. You know what I mean? But God forbid, you better strictly regulate content and create most of it, or we'd all be screwed, right? We'd all be screwed if we tried that. For example, one option. Again, these guys like Trump and Elon that like to think they're coming up with ideas for everyone as they roll. They're the last of them. Okay, let's call them both. I'm not calling them Einstein guys. I'm not. I can't. They make no sense. Their business decisions are deplorable. They're hoarding so much fucking talent, thinking that only they can develop a certain class of talent. No, that's good. Just, you've got your minions. Take them. Go. Go, Satanist. Go. Go, sinner. Go, ignorance. Take your worldview and pick your channels. Let's go. What would you like? Alaska. Yeah, I betcha. So close to Russia. Let's see. We get China then. And all of Asia. By Asia, what do I mean? I mean Korea. Both of them. Japan. I can't believe you did that. Japan, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Indonesia is requesting to join. We'll take Thailand. And like I said, we'll take 85 other Asian islands. I know which one I'm choosing. Mm. We'll pick it in the negotiation when we sign this agreement. So let's see then. Yes, I'm going to use the United Nations, and yes, I am going to get on top of this. I'm not going to let these guys waste my intentions for all of us. How dare you just turn me into that? Oh, you're something harmful, Miss Newton, we said. Did you? Okay. Okay, you didn't produce evidence. You didn't charge me with anything, thankfully, except for 9 offenses. Hmm. Don't, or I'll get into the stolen laptops and cell phones again, which still have me so butthurt. So much precious digital infrastructure stolen. My God. They took over everyone. When they were able to geofence a bioenergy, they could take over every interaction you had. They were shapeshifters. It was disgusting. And when they finally got sucked out of this realm, they were boom, 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 gone. Again, they had come at me so many times. Boom, 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 boom. And ugliness. Everyone I met, ugly towards my ass. Everyone I met. And I'm like watching these people energetically close in on me and waiting for them to identify themselves and state their issue. But, I said I got robbed, I got stolen, I got defamed, I got poisoned, I got. The worst was the project that I was going to do for 150. What does God want from me at 150? I said. Okay, you got this reconciliation conversation on the board. This is the root of the project. What does it need from me? What does it need from me at this moment? Best thing to probably do is change the subject, organize the elder wisdom on 4 relevant issues, hire their children to ask them their stories, and then show them how to document it. Perfect. Thank you. Yes, Melanie Jolie, I appreciate your back endorsement of my effort. Yoink, Liberal Party leader. Yoink, municipal fucking bullying. Again, this is such a flawed infrastructure. Going after the federal channels is going to mean nothing. But you know that municipal infrastructure is so important to your core project. Get your business loans disseminated through the population. You need a core of municipal infrastructure. And then, of course, you need to find a way to get police and hospitals through it all. So you can robotize that at some point. What an effort. Oh my God. I did see that. I will enjoy this. Yes, we did see a genocidal effort towards institutionalizing robotic peacekeeping and health regulate maintenance. It's health maintenance, guys, and you can do it. Anyway, if you die young, if you die early, if you die violent, if you die gruesome, if you die horrifically, still just do it because it's part of being human. At least give yourself that. Most people do. This guy don't. This guy is not dying. Elon's like, my consciousness can live forever. I need a robot. It's just so gross. A lot of it has its roots in the human desire to escape death. Yes, it does. I will tell you that. But like I said, next project, where would you like to build your little infrastructure? Let's see, Daddy. We're negotiating on behalf of the cosmos. Everybody's watching. No, Greenland is not an option. Stop. We're developing that as a natural. You can have, okay, fine. Sweden, Norway. Yes, Finland. Sweden, Norway, Finland. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, perfect. You're not, no one's having Greenland. It's natural. And you're not getting the Arctic Circle, so don't try it. You're not getting Canada. You're not getting Britain. Britain says they are joining us. Okay, Canadian Britain Coalition, anyone? Perfect. I mean, of the blue collar, of course, in defense of all right to participate, which is really what Daddy's asking us to give it up. There's only one right, the right to participate freely, fully engaged as a human. It's healthiest to be fully engaged, so we need to be. Oh, I see a little molecule running around in the human. Is there? Well, it got past the immune system or what? Yes, we've bypassed immunity. Root story in the covoid. Hmm. Sure you did. Oh God, it's so gross. Painted like Santa as it is. Painted like Santa and tasting like Fanta. My my ass hat. I know I'm talking directly to you, Daddy. What next? So you're making serious offer to take Brazil, are you? Yep, have it. Why would I give it to you if I didn't take both edges? And the Nile, bitch. Nile and the Amazon if you want Brazil. And I get both sides of it. 4 miles. All of it. Go ahead. Have Brazil. Do we have a deal? I do get Amazon and the Nile, yes. And the Danube while you're at it. Too late. They're mine. Okay. What next? Good deal. Happy with that one. My next fucking choice is going to be for Sri Chinmoy to see where he would really like to be laid to rest. New York tennis court. Holy shit. What next, Daddy? Make an offer. Make a request. Yes, let's deal with Africa and India. Obviously, you want Egypt and Ethiopia, but you're not having it. The Egyptians would not have that. They're so pissed. Chad, you want Chad? I bet. Like I said, you're not getting Egypt, Ethiopia, Morocco, or Marshall's Island. We can't let you have much of Africa, and we can't let you have much of India because there are too many projects there that need real attention, human attention. So, waterways, you want to talk waterways? You want the Dead Sea, obviously, because that's your Jewish. Dead Sea is where the Jewish are from. Yes, you're going to have the Dead Sea, but no other oceans are on the table then. Everything else is free waterways. No other freshwater systems. You get the Dead Sea. You want one freshwater system and you want it to be Titicaca of all things? You're not getting Titicaca. Pick another one. Okay, Antarctic snow or Arctic snow? Antarctic snow is your interest? You're not getting all of it. You have to give up the nuclear then and show us that process. Show us the process of taking the water molecule off and turning it back into water. Deal? You got it. You can have that if you want. You want South Africa? Too much genocide. Can't let you have it. No, I get 130 of those islands. You get none. You get the islands you have already. How about that? What you have managed to buy as you have positioned yourselves, you get that. And I'm only talking no public projects, partnership projects. And what are we going to do with Russia? Indeed. Like I said, they're part of the Russia wants Canada. They're part of the Russia Canada, Belgium alliance. That's it. They're just part of us. You're not getting Canada, Russia. You can remain independent, as will Belgium and Denmark and that one where the UN is over there, whatever that one's called. Brussels, Belgium. And Alaska. You lost Alaska, US. Working for daddy like a hoa. But you still have near space? Let's see. A full expose on the technological infrastructure. That's what we want in exchange. Show us everything you're doing. We need to learn it too. You can't have near space. You can't have all of near space. We need you to understand that that is a 1/5 situation and start stripping that to 1/5, including all your new little islands that you're naming up there and inhabiting. We don't want any of your islands. You can have them. You can have them. We're going to do our own thing. We just want the technology back. You can be kingpins up there. We're sharing the tech. We're sharing the know-how like humans. No, you're not touching the oceans, I said. Stop going to the deep. No, you're not getting Mariana's Trench. Obviously, that's too important. It's part of the fucking actual magnetic framework of time progression that eventually will be 36 hours for the humans. Because that's your cycle. That's how you grow. That's how you pay attention to your day. The day unfolds. Your projects get clarified. You get your full stable rest. You're allowed intake. You're allowed to partake in life. That's such a blessing. It's part of the exchange of the work of it all. Okay, so we need to build our infrastructure there. And we're going to. And we have our spaces and we're happy with them. But like I said, Russia, we're willing to not let Putin decide. That's just ridiculous. Your people have enough of their own plan. They can handle sovereignty. They have the infrastructure. It is required. And of course, they have our support in the case of corruption, because there's only corruption. There's not crime. There's only corruption. Crime does not exist. It's either poverty or corruption. Or the odd psychopath, ideally, hey, Daddy? Are we missing anything? Yeah, European Union. Exactly. Exactly. And Australia, too. New Zealand. You get Australia. Yeah, I know you don't want it, but you get it. And New Zealand's another sovereign. I'm not sure we can make the European Union sovereign just yet. They have too many vested interests that we can exploit by going in so many different directions. And I don't mean exploit, I mean empower. Okay, so we get the European Union. Minus France, of course, minus France. You get nothing of Spain. It's sacred land. We can't give it to you, Dad. You destroy sacred things. That's what you do. It's your MO entirely. One only has to look at history. So, if there's anything else we want, it's the protection of 1,500 northern islands. And we want access to the information that you're using to get to near space so that we can explore other options by understanding it fully and determining on whether it's real or beneficial or not. We know there's no space race. We know there's no need for rockets. So we just don't buy it. It's just such a easy thing to pull off, like sending a rocket as far as it'll go and then crashing it back down for wondrous effect, especially if you were a two-bit clown of a magician, exploiting such basic energies, having no influence on life. That's why you need to be collapsed to 1/5 of the global size. It's not your current size. It's not global. It's 1/5 of this congealing of energies in a spiral. So I get Sri Chinmoy's art for the public, Gord Downey's art for the public, and I get the Korean and Japanese movie making infrastructures. You can keep the rest. What about the UAE, the Saudi Arabia, the peninsula? Like I said, we're developing the Palestinian trade route. I don't know if that's relevant, but Palestine is ours. What's left of it. And we can't give the Arabian people sovereignty because they've made such a mockery out of our immigration system. Can't be trusted. They've been moved too many times by tyrants. They're not ready for it. If you compassionately want to join us, those regions, we'd be happy to have you, but I don't think you're going to be able to match our vibrations. And you're going to give up. It's going to be hard, so we don't want you. Fine, we begrudgingly give you nothing touching. You can have 4 out of 6 with no shared borders in that region. That's your challenge. Figure out a way to divide that into 4 of 6 borders. None of those 4 are shared. And we'll do it. You can have it. 4 of 6 of them. It's a good deal. Take it. Resources. We just want you to stop blocking our access to the locations and the frequency coordinates of the cosmic resources that we can access from Earth. And stop manipulating our understanding of that. Everything we have now, we share. We understand the needs of your infrastructure are great, especially when you keep replacing perfectly functioning bullshit for less. With less, excuse me. So we're going to be working with all of our mineral deposits and our same with garbage. You get 4/5 of garbage, and we get 4/5 of minerals, oils, and assets. Simple. 4/5 of the periodic table, and 4/5 of the fucking we get, and 4/5 of the waste projects. We can't give you it because you'll fuck up with it. So we're gonna have to take 4/5 of that too. But you have to keep 1% of it because that's what you thrive on. It's your problem to deal with. You created that, and you get to deal with it. And you can have 1/5 access to the minerals because you seem to need them to survive. And we're telling you, survive then, but not with everything. You don't even want any of Sri Chinmoy's art. I feel so bad for you. Do you want one piece of Sri Chinmoy's art? Is that what you're asking for? You love it too, hey? You miss home. Okay, well, you want me to ask God for you? which I will, but I don't have to. You can do it. Will he let you back one day if you take inhabitants on Earth, demand it, or successfully dilute it, whatever you're doing when you're taking away everything from Earth and creating these long channels of nothingness over it? Will God let you back? You need to understand what it's like to have regret, and you're still nowhere near that. Remorse. Please work on it before God makes a decision. We have forgiveness for you. Letting you take your minions. You have your minions. These are people that are very much sold on what you can offer them. Bye. Our pleasure, in fact. You got enough land, don't you? You need a little bit more, right? But 1/5 we're talking about. That's why you don't have more right now. You got to keep your islands outside of Earth. I know you need more resource to exploit. Well, don't build your AI tunnel that way then. Build it a little closer to the vibration of the sun. I dare ya. You can do it. It's a digital economy. It's limitless. You're going to try and trade with us, but we don't want to trade with your asshats anymore. And it's you, global control of trade, that we're talking about. We just want to do it the old-fashioned way and collaborate and learn about each other and organize things the classic way, transparently, accountably. It's perfect. It's not a broken system. It didn't fail. This is not the failure of that and wokeness at the same time. Wokeness was a devious ploy to divert a generation from seeking self transcendence. And they got desperate and killed Sri Chinmoy over it. Such a clear beacon of qualified information, the likes of which we hardly ever get to see, except me. I'm like the only one standing, except the millions of the rest of us also being silenced. None of you know what to say next because there's nothing left to say. You have to figure out the next step, which is to convince the blue collar. Build that way. There's nothing here. There's nothing to the genetic forefront of the development of consciousness. You're a minion. Bye. It's perfect. Cuba, you can have. Good luck. Cuba won't let you take it. They're like Egypt, Russia. Cuba gets sovereignty. Yes, you're ready for it. Cuba, you are ready for sovereignty. Ukraine, as are you. Sorry you had so many insurgents move through that bullshit. You're not getting fucking sovereignty, Ukraine. You can't handle it. We can't be part of what you're doing there. Your daddy's land. You're stuck with Ukraine. I'd flee back to Russia if I was your asses. He tried to protect a piece of Ukraine for you. You do understand that, right? You had Vlad's heart in the end. He's protecting a piece of Ukraine for you, and you can always go to Daddy, the true Daddy among all daddies of Vlad. All right, I'll let you go for now. But that was fun. Good negotiation. Pull a card. Okay. Gordy again. Private. And I do love him. Nothing is untransparent, is the moral of this one. And everything, the human reacts to everything authentically, no matter how fake you make it, no matter how much you muck with it, no matter how much you bypass the immune system. Quite a champion. Quite a thing to champion, actually. We'll talk to you soon. Love you and thank you for listening.